Assalamualaikum ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce myself first. My name is Alif FAhmy and I am part of the CXVII team. Today I'm going to present to you all the phase I've been through about this first SEM in Diploma of Photography and Creative Imaging. Let's start with the phase 1 where I learned the camera basics beginning with depth of field. In my first task, I was required to take 3 pictures with different depth of field. As is shown here, here is the first picture showing the front end is the main subject, leaving the other subject blurred. The aperture set on 4.5 to give blurry, showing the object is at the front and near to the camera, while the third page aperture is set on f25 as low as possible, giving that blurry effect, showing that the object is at the back of them all and far from the camera. The next task is ISO. These 4 pictures show how much ISO affect the picture in light outcome. The ISO on the first one is set on 100, the second one is 200, third one is 400, and the fourth one is 800. This task is tested on 2 subjects, which is landscape and object, and being tested outside. The third task for this phase is shutter speed. For this task, I was required to take 3 different states of shutter speed, which is low, panning, and high shutter speed. This was being tested on 4 different subjects: human running, motorcycle, cars, and lorry. These are the pictures for low shutter speed. As you can see, the subject looked like it was zooming fast, or in other words, it shows movement. Slow shutter speed is 1 second or below. The next one is panning. First, I'm going to show you how panning looks like on 4 of those subjects. The object stays still, but the background makes it imply movement in it. To capture panning, I use my camera and follow the movement of the subject. Once the subject is in the middle, I instantly push that shutter to capture it. The shutter speed is set on 160 till 300, which is capable to capture panning. The last one is high shutter speed. As mentioned, it uses high shutter speed, which means 1,640 or 1,000. These are the 4 pictures showing high shutter speed. All of them look completely froze, showing no movement. The next basic things I learned is bracketing. I have tried 3 things, which is overexposed, underexposed, and normal exposed. This slide shows how 3 of them looks. Using bracketing can help me define the level of light in the outcome picture. Speaking of light, for the last 2 tasks which come in terms of light is drawing with light and motion. Drawing with light is possible by setting the shutter speed at very low, which is 15 seconds, to capture the light movement, which making that drawing effect. For the motion, the shutter speed is set on 30. I did it on the dark room with no light source outcome. During 30 seconds, using flashlight, I flash at the subject every 5 seconds until it fits 5 movement. Light direction. Here is the example of backlight and bottom light. The next one is side light, and for this one, I test using hard light and soft light. I also put white balance to amplify the color, make it more vibrant. Speaking of white balance, which is my next task, for this task I tested on landscape during day and night. Tested including all manual white balance being set on the camera and custom white balance, which is red, blue, green, and yellow. These are the picture for white balance task. The last for the phase 2 is HDR, which means high definition range. To capture HDR, I take 10 pictures of each over and underexposed and 1 normal. Combine it all in Photoshop to make a stunning look of landscape. For the last phase, titled phase 3, the first task to get a wide long shot, close-up shot, and extreme close-up shot. These are the pictures for all of them. all of them using the same 1850mm lens. Wide long shot using 18mm, long shot using 35 and close up using 55. But to get extreme close up, I detach the lens and put the front lens facing the camera, point it into the subject and adjust the distance to focus the subject. For the next task is about view, bird eye view, high angle view, eye level view, low angle view and worm eye view. These are the examples for each of them. The last task is getting pitch, form of line, pattern and shape. These are the examples for three of those mentioned. Line, which I'm using a skyscraper and a floating barrier that appears in each hotel that have ocean to indicate safe zones. For the pattern, I picked the umbrella roof as the subject, which I take at Penang, the famous art streets. For the shape, I took a picture of a hanging lights, circle in the middle, and a cube cage cover all three. And for the last shape is a LED cloud shape, which can be found at Petaling Street, also one of the famous art streets. And this is the picture for human interest, journalism, and architecture. Okay, that's all about my presentation, presenting my whole face to the semester. Thank you.